Coming up in today's MLB recap, the 2025 Cy Young winner Paul Skenes, he joined the 200 strikeout club for the first time in his short career. Bryce Harper and his boys sat the Mets in a corner, and they told them to stay there until they've learned their lesson. What an embarrassing series for the Mets. The Yankees and Blue Jays have some serious issues with their bullpens, like I'm talking first or second round exit type issues. Jake Burger is making second half J-Rod look like an average player. Burger has been a menace. He's always done this in the second half. The Rangers, they're making the rest of the American League sweat. Junior Caminero hit another home run. Mookie Betts had one of his highest RBI games ever. Ramon Laureano robbed his second home run in the last few weeks. And the Guardians, my team, man, this error might have cost us the season. Let's see if they bounce back in this game, though. If you're new here, this is MLB Recap. We recap every baseball game almost every single day. So if you want to grow the game with me, leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Nando wants October baseball in San Diego. He's robbing home runs. He's hitting home runs. He has 21 home runs, 29 stolen bases, and 19 defensive run saves on the season. He's about to have his second 2020 season in the last 3 years. Ramon Laureano, he's been mini Nando over there in left field. This is his second robbed home run over the last 2 weeks, and we know he's been insane in the box. Now, speaking of being insane at something, TJ Friedl is one of the best bunters in baseball. He got to second base after getting on an Elly. He singled one to right field. It's going to be Tatis versus TJ. TJ snuck his hand in there, even though Tatis tossed a seed home. It's 1-1. Elly then did his thing. He stole second base, and Miguel Andujar, he had a pinch hit single for the lead. That ruined Nick Pivetta's 7 shutout innings, and Andrew Abbott was just as good. He went 8 innings with 6 strikeouts. I'm not even a Reds fan, but this got me hyped up. Tony Santillan with all of the fire. He has 6 saves. The Reds get back-to-back W's over the Padres. They can get to 2 games of the playoffs if the Mets lose again. And guess what happened? The Mets got embarrassed by the Phillies all over again. Clay Holmes was bad in the first. There was walks, hit by pitches, dunk base hits. You have an RBI for JT Realmuto. Kepler, he had a painful first RBI, but his next 4 are going to be a whole lot more fun. He stays hot in the 5th after Marsh stayed white hot on his own. They both then added more in the very next frame. Kepler's second base hit was a 2-run knock, so a 4 RBI game so far. Bryce, the 2-timer, see ya. He has 30 doubles and 25 home runs in just 118 games. Juan Soto, I do want to show this. He has 39 home runs and 31 stolen bases. He had 3 base hits in this game. But like I said, Kepler, he had a 5 RBI explosion. He has 16 RBIs and a 920 OPS since August 5th. I do want to tip my cap to Cristopher Sanchez, who was insane again. He's down to a 2.57 ERA with 192 strikeouts and 180-ish innings. His changeup is a legit cheat code. The Mets have lost 5 games in a row. They are now just 2 games up as the final wildcard team in the National League. We have more NL wildcard madness coming up. If the Giants lose, they'll be re-tied with the Reds, and they'll be both 2 games back of the Mets. Perdomo, this guy is becoming Ketel Marte 2.0, a slap hitter that is turning into a legit threat in the box. Every single time he steps in, he has 18 home runs and 93 runs batted in. I had no idea that Tim Tebow was back in the big leagues. He and Geraldo combined for Arizona's first 3 runs. Tebow scored twice, once on a Ketel Marte sac fly, another on a Jake the Rake, Jake McCarthy double in the 6th inning. E and Erod must have stood for electric because he went 6 1/3 scoreless, just 2 base hits with 6 strikeouts. He has a 5 ERA so far as a snake for his career. Maybe he can use this as a switch flipper for 2026. Devers had a 2-run scorcher to get the crowd kind of into it, but it wasn't enough to rally the rest of the troops. Arizona is out of nowhere 3.5 games back. The Reds and the Giants are 2 games back. This is getting insane. So we have 3 teams within 3.5 games in the National League wildcard. It's basically the same over in the AL, but that might not be the case if Texas stays unbeatable. Milwaukee is trying to avoid a sweep. They have not been swept since that first week shellacking against the Yankees where they gave up like 755 home runs. Bryce Terang, you can see he's had really bad luck this entire series. He had perfect lineouts. He was robbed of a 2-run home run courtesy of Michael Hellman, who has been having a crazy week. This one's way out. He has 18. Jackson Chorio, he makes it back-to-back, a laser for his 20th of the season, but the nightmare is over. Freddy's scoreless streak is over thanks to Jake Burger. Freddy had almost gone 30 or like 30 plus innings without allowing a run. Jock Peterson, he beat out a double play, so it's now 2-2 Whoa, we have a Freddie Bach. Now, he's having a nightmare performance. It's 3-2 because he flinched a little bit. And Jake Berger, I'm going to say this right now. I think he's even a bigger second-half demon than Julio Rodriguez. Jake Berger has an almost 900 OPS for his career in the second half and a 710 pathetic OPS in the first half. He's batting .340 with 20 RBIs his last 26 games. Phil Maton now has 4 saves. The Rangers do it. They sweep the Brewers. They've won 4 games in a row. I got to show the Mariners game, but actually, before that, I have to recap Chris Sale, the future Hall of Famer, getting 8 consecutive outs with the strikeout. He was absolutely dialed in, but Carson Kelly has been dialed in all season. He has 17 home runs and a 132 OPS plus. Ha-Seong Kim almost bailed out Chris with a crazy web gem, but Dansby, he was able to leg it out. Then he turned on the Jets again for his 15th stolen base. This right here is what we call a manufactured run. Justin Turner, he can still mash lefties, and we have more manufacturing. Nico stole third base, and that set up a sac fly for Seiya Suzuki, which ended up being big time for the Cubs because Olsen, he would have tied it on a sac fly of his own. Silos, the 2024 Gold Glover, has 8 outs above average this year. He is a wizard at first base. The Cubs, they're 5.5 games back of the Brewers after the Brewers' recent meltdown. Do you have more faith in the Cubs or the Brewers heading into October? Back to the Rangers and their win streak. The only problem with it is the fact that they decided to do it at the exact same time that the Mariners course corrected. They had been floundering. Now they're on the verge of winning 5 games in a row. Ivan Herrera, he could not be stopped. Randy didn't even move. Ivan's up to 15 home runs and a 130 OPS plus. Logan Gilbert was not having it after that. He had 3 strikeouts to end a bases-loaded jam in the second. That was a magic trick. That is what they call a Houdini act. Canzone, he lifted a sac fly. So we're now in the 4th inning. I think the game's tied 1-1. Runners are on 2nd and 3rd. Logan, he got out of it again. He had 8 strikeouts and 4 2/3. McGreevy, he went 6 innings with 1 earned run, so it was still 1-1 in the 8th. Wilson, he saved the Cardinals momentarily. This pick forced extras. This was one of the longest games I've seen in years. Riley O'Brien, who was from Seattle, he struck out Naylor to end the bases-loaded threat in the 10th. Thomas Saggese then hit a go-ahead, only to have Jorge Polanco tie it with an RBI double. And, oh, man, rookie Cole Young, this has to feel like, this is awful. A double play, just ouch. Leo Rivas, he said ouch to that baseball. He knew it was gone. He has a 140 OPS plus. Why does this guy not play more? I don't get it. The Mariners have won 5 games in a row, so the Rangers, they cannot gain any ground. They're still 1.5 games back of that final wildcard spot. Seattle fans are begging for the Jays to beat the Astros because then they will have a 2-way tie for first place in the AL West. But super quick, we have another walk-off. Skenes, look at that Skenes shirt or jacket thing. Paul went out there and shoved as always with 8 more strikeouts. He said that he was honored to join the 200 strikeout brethren club because he's got a 1.92 ERA and over 200 strikeouts. But even though he had a lead thanks to Spencer Horwitz, he only went 5 because he has Cy Young in the bag. The Pirates, they want to monitor things, and there goes his W. Tyler Wells, he's off the hook. Wells was really good, by the way, 6 strikeouts. Seeing him and Kyle Bradish back and healthy is so cool. Jackson tied it, and Dylan Beavers walked it off. This Beavers kid is insane. He has a 453 on base with 7 RBIs and 6 extra base hits his first 23 games. He had 18 home runs and 23 stolen bases in AAA this year with a 300 batting average, so this isn't anything new. All right. Back to the Astros and Jays game. Yainer had a double that just barely missed a home run. We've seen a lot of this lately, and Correa officially has 200 home runs. He has a career 125 OPS plus. He's approaching a 50 WAR on Baseball Reference. He's 30 years old. What are his chances of making the Hall of Fame? Jason Alexander was insane again. He did what? A 1-2-3 in the 7th, completed 7 shutout frames when Andres Gimenez, he had the lefty clutch base knock. You don't really see that too often from Andres because he's not very good against lefties. Nathan Lucas, on the other hand, has been a godsend with runners in scoring position. He's now batting over 320 in those situations. Jeff Hoffman, he's trying to preserve that. He did not preserve the tie. If you're a Jays fan, anytime you see Jeff Hoffman, your hands go over your eyes and you're just kind of peeking through. Yainer with another liner. His second RBI extra base hit wins it for the Astros. By the way, that was the 15th home run allowed by Jeff Hoffman this year. Abreu, he converted his 5th save, so the Astros stay 1 game up on the Mariners. That's a huge game for the Yankees and their fan base because if they win here, they'll gain a game and be just 2 games back of the Jays for first place. Glaber, he tagged his old team a 2-run blooper, and Riley Greene put up 2 as well. The Yankees bullpen has been atrocious in the second half, and I thought that was going to be nails. I was giving Brian Cashman a lot of credit. Parker Meadows, the dude can knock it out. That's a lefty RBI. Kerry Bonds, sheesh, another 2-run swing for the Tigers. He has 24 home runs. Austin Wells, he hit one for the Yankees. Cool, he's been a little bit better as of late. Then Colt Keith took advantage of that short porch off of Luke Weaver, a pinch hit 2-run home run. The Yankees have now been outscored 23-3 in the first 2 games of the series. It's a scary series if you're Yankees fans, but Tigers fans, they're jazzed about it because they've been scuffling for 2+ months. Seeing Jack Flaherty go 5 shutty with 7 strikeouts, that's big as well. If you've made it to this far in the video, you probably want to see more, so do me a couple favors. Leave a like and subscribe so we can keep growing the game together. Also, don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. And if you download Underdog Fantasy, enter in my promo code Fuzzy. If you put in $5, they'll give you 50 instantly. Football's back. It's been a lot of fun for a lot of you guys out there already cashing it in. Let's get back to the recap, though. We have another game that wasn't even close. 51,000 people showed up to this Rockies Wednesday game in Dodger Stadium, but it also was Ohtani bobblehead night. It's really smart to save those bobblehead nights for a team like the Rockies. Anyways, Pages and Shohei on his own bobblehead night, they played it in some runs, and Mookie, his bounce back has really kept on. Just wait for his 4th base hit of the game. Snell, he was vintage Blake Snell. He struck out 11 across 6 innings. We've seen him do that like 100 times in his career. He also held the Rockies to 2 base hits and also only 2 walks, which is not very many for a guy like Blake Snell. Mookie, his 4th base hit of the game was the grandest of them all. He caps off a 5-RBI evening with a grand slam. He now has 5 consecutive games driving in multiple RBIs. He's the first Dodger since Matt Kemp in 2010 to do that. Teoscar, he's smashing baseballs on a regular basis as well, his 3rd in the last 24 hours. Uh-oh. You gotta be kidding me. This is how the Royals got their first run on a deflection. All right, so it's already 1-0 Kansas City. Manzo. This ball had to have been hit a mile. Like 432 feet is a straight up lie. He has mastered the swing path and launch angle that everyone's aiming for. He launches baseballs. He has 26 on the season. The Guardians are looking for a sweep. Vinny, he just drove in his 100th RBI, which is cool to see. I'm not a hater of the Royals, but just don't do it against my team. Bo Naylor got it back, only to see Nick Lofton tie it as Quan and Naylor both botched their throwing meters. Just terrible, terrible throws that allowed Nick Lofton to get to 3rd base. That set up Maikel Garcia with the go-ahead double. I'm not sure if Nick Lofton scores if he had been held to first base with some good baseball and good fundamentals. Carlos Estevez now has 39 saves, a 2.5 ERA. The Royals are 4 games back of Seattle. The Guardians are now 3.5 games back, so of course they lost the game. Shea Langoliers, he just hit one high and deep. Jarren Duran, he's tracking it though. He lost his glove as it went over, and thankfully he's okay. Nate Eaton, he's about to sky one to shallow right field, and we're about to see a collision between Geloff and first name Nick, last name Kurtz. Kurtz then collided with the baseball. His 30th home run. He has 74 RBIs and a 177 OPS plus his first 102 games. Story, he doubled in Alex Bregman, and obviously I told you Jarren Duran is still in the game. He had an RBI grounder. Soderstrom, this kid is unreal. He turned 23 this year. A lot of people think he's like 25, 26. He's 23. He has 88 runs batted in. It's a 4-3 lead as Butler is out at home, so it's not a base-clearing double, which makes this a game-tying double for Rob Refsnyder, the lefty masher. Apparently, he can also swing it against righties as well every so often. He has a 140 OPS plus this season. Aroldis Chapman, he's out to preserve his streak, and the tie. Shea ended everything in a hurry, so the double went to the wall. So Chapman's streak of 50 consecutive outs without a base hit is officially over. Rooker had a sac fly. We know that Shea, he's the fastest catcher in baseball. He's going to tag, and Butler, what a swing. Ice in his veins. 100 miles an hour lefty-lefty from Chapman is horrifying. He just laces it the other way. The Sox are now even with the Yankees at 2.5 games back of the Blue Jays after that L. God, I love this call. I'm so happy I get to say it twice in 1 week. James hit another one out. Man, James Outman, again, one of my favorite sellies. That and JJ Blue Day, have yourself a day, are so fun for me. James, remember, he had 24 home runs and a 120 OPS plus with great defense his first 155 career games. Leadoff Mike Trout, he's not hitting home runs, but it's kind of working, and it really looks like he is close to finding it again. Zach Neto, they call him Mr. Magneto, has 26 home runs, and remember, he missed 20-plus games. Byron Buxton, we finally get to see what a healthy Buck truck looks like over a full season. 31 home runs, 22 stolen bases, a 145 OPS plus, and amazing defense out there. Speaking of amazing defense, we know that Bryce Teodosio, he can play some platinum level defense. He's got wheels. Outman's going back, and because he can fly, it's a stand-up triple. And Trout, he secured a game-winning sac fly for Kenley Jansen, who has 27 saves. Can the Angels please go get some pitching, not flyers and old grandpas this offseason, actual studs? The Nationals have been on fire to begin September, so Robert Hassel, he delivered the game's first run, and Josh Bell got on again. He scored thanks to a misplay in right field. Daylen Lile, the rookie, I didn't know this. He has 9 triples on the season. He has been so good. Luis Garcia Jr., he made it 3. It's now 3-1. The rookie RBI machine, Jacob Marcy, did it again. Then there was a failed double play. They got 0 outs on this one, so the Nationals, they missed Luis Garcia Jr. missed Jacob Marcy. So Otto Lopez got the RBI on that fielder's choice, and they overturned it. They said that Jacob Marcy was safe. Augustin Ramirez, he cashed in that confirmed no tag. Miguel Cairo, the Nationals manager, got ejected, obviously. Eric Wagaman and Otto Lopez drove in some more RBIs, but I'm skipping to the Xavier Edwards home run. X hit his 3rd of the season, but remember, he also has 20 doubles, 24 stolen bases, and he's been a wizard defensively at second base. I'm so happy he's off a shortstop. He has 8 outs above average and 8 defensive run saves at second. He's insane over there. Whoa. The White Sox answered a Yainer Diaz Oppo Taco with a 6 spot. So Yandy went yard. Michael A. Taylor then ripped a 2-run double. Same with Mike Tauchman. Tauchman, this was his 2nd double of the game already. Lenin Sosa, this is a 3rd 2-run double of the game for the White Sox. And Benny, he's about to show off the biceps again. He has 19 home runs and a 110 OPS plus. Carson, what a cut. He waited back beautifully on the upstairs slider, and he just teed off on it, his 3rd of his young career. Junior, he has 39 more home runs than Carson. He has 42 home runs with 105 RBIs. The Rays, they're basically back in it. Hunter Fiducia made it a 1-run game. Can they do it? There are 2 on in the 9th inning for Brandon Lau, who's been at least one of their best hitters, because the Rays have a lot of them. Tyler Gilbert, he ends it with a sweeper. That's his 1st ever save. Remember, Tyler Gilbert, he was the guy that threw a no-no in his 1st ever start back in 2021 with the Diamondbacks. If that name sounds familiar, that's why. And there we have it, another recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for not only growing the game of baseball with me day in and day out, but thank you guys so much for giving me a sense of community. Thank you guys for selfishly giving me something to distract myself. The last 24 hours have completely rattled me, and even today being the day that it is, it's a somber day. Love you guys. Have a great day. Enjoy the web gems.
Like Shohei did. This ball left center field on the move. Diving and making the catch.
Van will swing at a ball in the zone. Down to 3rd, and Jeremiah Jackson with a great pick.
Ground ball. Caballero gets tested. Makes the play.
First pitch swinging. Ball trailing away, but coming back a little bit. And Brady Howe.
Ground ball. Oh, nice play. York from his right knee onto 1st. Got the results. I felt good.
What a stop by Mookie from the grass. Long throw in time.